Hey, what's going on, Gemini? Gemini, how are you guys? You know, I really just thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are like really awesome. I just really appreciate just all of the love, all of the likes, shares, even all of the comments. Like, you guys always let me know what's going on in the comments, so thank you so much for that. We are here to do your July read for the second half of 2019. And let's go ahead and get right into that. You know what? Actually, before we do, I do have one very quick announcement. So Gemini, your love read for July will be coming very soon. Okay. Once these are uploaded and, you know, live for you guys to, you know, see, then, you know, that'll be when I'll be working on the love reading. So just wanted to update any of you who were concerned about love readings. I think the last one I did for you guys was Separation Station. Okay. So stay tuned for your love readings for July, because I have a pretty interesting topic. Okay. All right. So Gemini. I think y'all's last reading was about like, you know, you making good decisions like for your karma, you know? And so some of you may have been experiencing that. As I'm pre-shuffling right now, like the vibe that I get for some of you is that you guys made that decision for your karma, right? But it's kind of hurting you, right? Or you kind of feel hurt because of it. For others of you, people feel disappointed in you because of the choice that you made. But really, I mean, like you know, you were trying to make sure that the things that you were doing were the right things, because you already understand, Gemini, a little bit that what you do comes back, you know? So some of you could have even been, wow, okay, yeah, I'm feeling, okay, yeah. Some of you definitely have been working, Gemini, some of you have been working with spirit a lot. And some of you have been becoming in tune with certain spiritual gifts at this time. Some of you have been doing that in groups, okay? Usually I have been pulling the oracle first, but what I will do, since I've already been shuffling the tarot deck here on camera, is I'll go ahead and pull for that. And then before we reveal that, we will pull the oracle, okay? So Spirit, thank you so much for the messages that you have given us for Gemini for the second half of July of 2019. Thank you. What is the strongest message here for Gemini? Please allow us to see and understand and interpret. Gemini. Okay, here. All right, now as I pull your cards, Gemini, keep in mind this will be Gemini's sun, moon, and rising. The messages won't always resonate, as these are very general. You guys already know that. So if it doesn't resonate, watch your other signs. Or also, you know, you might want to just come back in a little while and check it out and see how it resonates then, because sometimes time is very fluid, as well as energy as it relates to that time. Okay, so this might not happen right in the very second half of July. It may have happened before, or it may just touch a specific situation that's close to you, okay? All right. All right, thank you, Spirit, for those messages. Wow. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull signs from Spirit, and let's get that out on the table. I know you guys are like, hurry up and turn these cards over. I will, I promise. I'll put a timestamp down there for those of you. I'll put a timestamp for those of you who just want to just jump right to the reading. Right to the flipping of cards. Thank you, Spirit. What are the signs that Gemini needs to be recognizing during this time? Ooh, wow. First card here is songs, information. Yeah, Gemini, there's going to be a lot of information. You're going to be like an information highway. Okay, you guys, like you are going to be like what is connecting something, and it's going to be happening through words, or maybe even through song, right? Because a lot of you, I think you may even be tapping into some sort of creative outlet that is going to be able to allow you to express a lot of information about whether how you feel or about the situation. And it's going to happen through song. Okay. It might not even be where like you are making songs. I mean, some of you it will be, but for some of you, it's just like, you know, you are going to be able to identify the perfect song that's already out there to be able to share with someone about the way that you feel. Okay. I'm so sorry. About what's on your heart too. Okay. The next card we have here is table gathering. Yeah. So again, like, you are in the center, okay, of some sort of coming together of something, some sort of connection, right? And this goes, actually, I see this going from just connecting with everyone, right? Reaching out to everyone, to everyone finally like coming together, okay? So, Gemini, like, are you about to express some idea to like a group? Spirit, can I have one more card, please? Whoa. Thank you, Spirit. May I have one more card, please? I just wanted one. Oh, Gemini. There's a lot of things that want to come out. It really is. When I look at, like, a lot of things are needing to be said. Yes, a lot of things are needing to be said, Gemini, and you need to say it at one time. You want to say it at one big time, so that nobody can go back and say, oh, well, this is what Gemini said, or Gemini said it this way, right? There's no gossip about it later, right? You know, the story doesn't get changed. Here we go. The story doesn't get changed in, you know, in communication, right? Like that game that you played as a kid, right? Where, you know, you whisper and then it goes on and on and on. And then by the time it gets to the last person, right, the message is just so different. No, this is not that. Okay. This is where you are wanting to say something one big time. Okay. This Gemini, this is where you're trying to say something one big time to everyone so that everyone will understand the same message, and it's going to be that end all be all. Okay. It's going to be the end all be all. Like, you are maybe trying to announce that you're ready to cut yourself away from the situation. Okay. You're ready to sever ties with this particular group of people. Okay. You are ready to unplug yourself, even, I'm feeling. Okay, because look here, we have, you know, we have these sockets being connected and some being disconnected. I believe that for some of you, Gemini, what you're wanting to express to everyone at one big time, maybe for some of you, it's a family thing, right? You know, you're trying to say, listen, you know, this has been an issue in our family for so long. Like, we're cliquey, you know, we don't always come together, you know what I mean, when we need to come together, and you're expressing some sort of situation like, or you're expressing some sort of feeling in the situation where you're like, I am ready to like completely cut myself away from this type of behavior, or I will, if this type of behavior continues to go on, I'm here to let you know now that this, I will have to cut myself away from it permanently. Okay, Gemini. So, you know, that is just a little bit of information there from signs from spirit, just to see what's kind of being tossed up there for some of you. For some of you, that may be what your second half of your July is about. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into the main message now that I've talked forever. Okay. So the central energy here is we have the Nine of Swords. Wow. And that's coming off right in the central part. So this funny thing here is, I think Aries or Taurus had the same position here. But anyways, Gemini, this is about just overall, like, you're worried, you're stressed, you're anxious. There's just a lot going on your mind, right? And I mean, even if you're not losing sleep, you know, I mean, some of you are losing sleep about this. Others of you are just walking around with this just weighing heavily on your mind, or a lot of things weighing heavily on your mind. Like maybe you're just playing out a whole bunch of different scenarios about the way things could have gone. For some of you, this is you playing out a whole bunch of scenarios about how things need to go, you know, in order for it to go smoothly. Okay. Excuse me. But Gemini, as it might relate to up here, yeah, this is you, like, I feel even you just being nervous and being anxious to even have to make this sort of announcement. And you know what, it even may go as far as not even like, it may not even be like you trying to get everyone together, like literally this may be where like you share a song or something like on Instagram or Facebook or what have you to everyone that's involved, and that way they all see the same message, they all hear the same thing, and whatever you're able to say here, you're able to say in addition to that. Okay. But I do feel that you've probably gone up about this. You've probably gone up about this in your head for a minute. Okay. Now, in the recent past, there is this King of Swords. Okay. So this King of Swords is there to say that, you know, well, first of all, Gemini, this is definitely your elemental energy. Okay. This is definitely your elemental energy. And it is very stubborn. Okay. But at the same time, it already knows, you know, it already is very, very intelligent. Okay. It already knows what it feels is the right thing to do. And I say it because it could be he or she, but maybe not do that. I say, well, I'm really saying it because I'm looking at a card. But anyways, you guys understand. You know, this is the idea of like you already understanding what needs to be done. But that doesn't make you any less, you know, nervous about doing it. But something is being cut off somewhere. Because I just feel we have a lot of sword energy here. The Nine of Swords, the King of Swords, and then we have this knife here. But look at this also here, Gemini. As I see it, there's some sort of ending, right? Like this is some sort of conclusion. Because we have the 9 and then we have this last sword, which makes 10. So again, this is the end all be all, like I said before. All right, yeah. And now we have the Prince of Swords. So listen, Gemini, you are ready to communicate this truth. Okay, you are ready to tell it. And you're ready to tell everyone. And this is you actually in the now putting forward that action to do it. Okay. And you're rushing in. You are rushing in with this truth, with this perspective, because you've made up your mind, right? You've made up your mind. Again, it does not make you any less nervous to do so. But you know that it has to be done. You know that something has to be done. Something has to be said. In fact, some sort of idea has to be expressed. And now we have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, so look at what you've done for yourself now, Gemini, here. Look at what you could potentially do for yourself. Okay? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Spirit. What I'm seeing here is you are turning a stress or a worry into a source of stability. Okay? This is you expressing that idea now and then actually being stable with that. Okay? Being, or better yet, being firm on it. Okay? And I feel that you being firm on this particular idea is going to really, in the long run, like, set up a good foundation for some of your reputations in the future. Okay. This also even may be someone who is going to come to you that recognizes, that their king recognizes the king within you. And they say, listen, hey, Gemini, you know what? I've been where you've been and I've had to do what you've done. And you know what? To make it easier for you, I need to give you this, and this will help you ground yourself. This will help you create a more stable foundation, and it's really like a gift. And they also may become a potential new ally or friend for you. Yeah. The Seven of Cups here tells me that, the Seven of Cups here tells me that, yeah, you've identified a new option for yourself in life. Or you've identified that there could be many options for you, right? Like, you don't have to be so very, you don't have to like stick to or be so committed to things that you may have already started. In fact, in fact, I feel like something that you did already start is already naturally getting ready to conclude. Okay. And I feel as though you may have now identified different options for yourself as far as what you want to maybe do independently or maybe with another group of people, right? If it involves groups of people. And then this being, that next foundational step, whereas you've already done that before with this previous cycle, excuse me. Excuse me. And oh my God, Gemini, now we have the King of Cups. The King of Cups tells me that right now in your environment, like right now, I feel like, Gemini, you have mastered a very, within your emotions, like, you've pretty much mastered your emotions. You have gotten to a point to where you can look at a situation either very, very analytically, or you can possibly look at it from an emotional situation. And also that may be what is causing you a lot of worry, because what's unsure to you is if there is any emotional security. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Well, yeah. You're looking at this and you're like, okay, this decision will be either emotional or mental, right? And you're worried really about, like, which decision will be the right decision, right? But the thing here, though, really for most of you, you are, this takes a lot of work because you are actually trying to balance your emotions and your mental. You're trying to use both. Gemini, wow, Gemini. Gemini. And with this King of Pentacles here, I have 3 kings cornering your spread. I'm sorry. I have 3 kings cornering your spread, Gemini. So Gemini, I see you manifesting something. I see you putting a lot of energy into manifesting something. And also what I see is I see a group of people surrounding you, a group of people looking down on you, ready to kind of help you into this. I feel like you're getting ready to ascend somewhere. You're about to step up. You're about to mature in some sort of way. And then it's like this, having to separate yourself from something is like really like the last step that you have to kind of do in order to do that. Because here at the base of this is you literally looking up into the clouds, looking up into everything that Spirit is offering you. And you're surrounded by 3 kings already. Okay? So I look at this and it's just like, Gemini, you're about to take an ascension step. Like you're about to level up. And although I don't see any major arcana yet, so it might not be spiritually, speaking, but just even in this 3D reality, you guys are about to undergo a complete shift. And yes, I understand that is nerve-wracking. So let's look at your hopes and fears here. It's the 10 of Wands. Yeah, so your hopes and fears here is, I see that. I feel like a lot of you feel a responsibility to the things that you have already accomplished. And there's this fear that you laying down your burden to go ahead and take this next ascension step, like, even though you know it's the end, you've reached really the end of the road of what you can do here. A lot of you are still just feeling emotionally tied to it. Okay. It's been a part of the routine for so long, like how can you part from it? But I do feel like a lot of you, though, it will bring you a lot of relief. You already know that it will bring you a lot of relief to say, hey, let me go ahead and lay this down so that this can be over. And then I can go ahead and take advantage of the things that are coming down to me, because I see 4, I don't even want to say I see 4 kings, but I do see 3 kings, right? I'm just really nervous about what's here. And if it's a king, I'm going to freak out. Okay. So we have the 9 of Cups. And with the 9 of Cups, this is really telling me that, like, look, we have the 9 and the 9 here. Okay. So with the 9 of Cups, this is really telling me that what you're getting ready to do is going to be a step in a great direction, but it's going to be pretty much your own direction and not really a direction where anyone else is following under you or you're following under anyone else. In fact, that's what you're leaving behind. You are about to separate yourself from the pack. You're about to separate yourself from the pack. You're worried about the support. Am I going to be supported? Am I going to be misunderstood? Am I going to be making a dumb decision by trying to branch out on my own? But the thing about it is that there's a lot of like emotional maturity that you're going to get from doing that. And also not even emotional maturity, but like just on an emotional level, you're going to be very, very proud of you stepping out on your own and being up to your own devices here. And I think that you already, Gemini, I think that you already have a lot of the tools available for you to do that. You've already mastered certain crafts, okay? You've got the knowledge and the skill in what you want to do. You have built up a certain platform to where, you know how things are to roll in the routine. Okay. And also this is saying that, you know, it could be a wink to how successful, you know, you may be in the future with this. And also the King of Cups lets me know here that you've really your patience has really matured here, as far as, you know, knowing how long it's going to take for things to work. I see so much, Gemini, with this. And let me go ahead and flip the card under the deck. Oh, the Lovers. So divine. Like, this is really all this is really happening at a divine time for you. Right? I feel like a lot of you are feeling a sort of pressure to decide, you know, how you want things to play out. And the thing is that they're going to play out. They're going to play out, you know, always for your betterment here. But I do feel you are going to be putting in the work, and you're going to be putting in, or you have put in the work, but you are going to be putting in the effort to make sure that whatever you have to announce to the people that are in your environment, that everyone hears the same message and everyone hears the same reason why. Okay. I honestly don't even see anyone being upset about you being ready to branch out, or you being, you know, wanting to, you know, just kind of have, you know, you wanting to be just kind of to yourself, trying to figure something out. I don't see anyone giving you any grief over that. In fact, I just kind of see you giving yourself grief, because it's like you don't know how everyone is going to react. But I feel like the people that do surround you are actually going to be very mature about it. And in fact, and also proud, because they know that you've reached the end of something, and they know that you need to ascend, or you need to move to something better. Okay. Now, this also may be in relation to a relationship. All right. Wow, you may be bringing that person to meet your family. And, you know, you may be just kind of afraid of the the truth of how your family would feel. But the truth is that they really see this person that you're bringing home to them as that end-all be-all person that you will finally be able to connect with. And maybe even it could be a soulmate or a twin flame. So that little piece of message is for those of you who needed to hear that little piece of message. But let's go ahead and get some clarifiers out on the table. Thank you, Spirit, for the messages that you've given us. May I please have 3 cards to clarify? 8 of Pentacles, yes. Work, work, work. Get that time and, oh, wow. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. 7 of Pentacles, and then the Judgment. So the 8 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, and Judgment. Okay. So when I look at this, this is really telling me that even on your own, as you branch out, like, you will put in so much work and time and energy. It's like you're going to be on your grind. Okay, you're going to be on your grind. And then when you get to a point to where you're actually looking back at all the things that you've done, and you're really looking at it, and of course, you know that there's not going to be any, you know, immediate results, right? Or maybe not always, but after some time, you're going to come back and you're going to see you're going to look at the results that, you know, have already been yielded. And you're going to say to yourself, like, you know what? I think I made the right call. You're going to definitely say that. I really feel that strongly. Okay, let's look at the card that was under that deck. The 3 of Pentacles. So things are really going to be working out for you in your favor. Okay. The 3 of you guys, like, right, the 3 people in this card could be the 3 kings here that are, you know, just making things a lot easier for you, right? Or you, these people are making a plan for things to work out. Okay. I feel people want to help you branch out on your own, even though it's like, yeah, they're not necessarily a part of what you're doing, but they still don't mind offering advice to you. They still don't mind being that helping hand if you need it. Okay. So this is really, really good. This is a really, 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 really good reading. Gemini, let me know how this is working out for you in the comment box below. Gemini, let's see, is there anything else I wanted to say? Again, thank you so much for your likes and your shares, your subscribes. It's always good to feel the love. I read all the comments. Yeah, I'll see you guys for the love reading, but good job. Good job here.